morning, squirrels. Got my teeny weeny palm. Does it look too little for this hat? I think it does. It's a real pale pink, which I love, but I think I'm going to order another bag of palms. Much bigger. I don't even think it had a size listed for these. I was just looking at all the pretty colors. But I'll use these for other folks. Okay, let's get to the rest of this story, and I think I don't have much more to go, so maybe I'll get another story in. That's almost time for Reggie to come on. Let's see. I'll go back to the last paragraph I read. Nanny sat down by the grave. The old dog lay down by her side with his forepaws on the turf and his eyes fixed on the tall white marble shaft. It was too dark for Nanny to read the inscription, but she knew every word of it. In loving remembrance of Avis Maywood, died January 20th, 1902, aged 45, and underneath the lines of her own choosing, say not good night, but in some brighter clime bid me good morning. I think that's where I stopped. But they had forgotten her. Oh, they had forgotten her already. When half an hour had passed, Nanny was startled by approaching footsteps. Not wishing to be seen, she crept softly behind the headstones into the shadow of the willow on the farther side, and the old dog followed. Dr. Fritz, coming to the grave, thought himself alone with the dead. He knelt down by the headstone and pressed his face against it. Avis, he said gently, dear Avis, I have come to visit your grave tonight because you seem nearer to me here than elsewhere. And I want to talk to you, Avis, as I've always talked to you every Christmastide since we were children together. I've missed you so tonight, dear friend and sympathizer. No words can tell how I've missed you. Your welcoming hand clasp and your sweet face in the firelight shadows. I could not bear to speak your name. The aching sense of loss was so bitter. Amid all the Christmas mirth and good fellowship, I felt the sorrow of your vacant chair. Avis, I wanted to tell you what the year had brought to me. My theory has been proved. It has made me a famous man. Last Christmas, Avis, I told you of it, and you listened and understood and believed in it. Dear Avis, once again I thank you for all you've been to me, all you are yet. I've brought you your roses. They are as white and pure and fragrant as your life. So he didn't forget. Other footsteps came so quickly on Dr. Fritz's retreating ones that Nanny could not rise. It was Laddie this time, gay, careless, thoughtless Laddie. Roses? So Fritz has been here. I have brought you lilies, Avis. Oh, Avis, I miss you so. You were so jolly and good. You understood a fellow so well. I had to come here tonight to tell you how much I miss you. It doesn't seem half home without you, Avis. I'm trying to be a better chap, more the sort of man you'd have me to be. I've given the old set the go-by. I'm trying to live up to your standard. It would be easier if you were here to help me. When I was a kid, it was always easier to be good for a while after I'd talked things over with you. I've got the best mother a fellow ever had, but you and I were such chums, weren't we, Avis? I thought I'd just break down in there tonight and put a damper on everything by crying like a baby. If anybody had spoken about you, I should have. Hello? Laddie wheeled around with a start, but it was only Robert's two boys who came shyly up to the grave, half hanging back to find anyone else there. Hello, boys, said Laddie huskily. So you've come to see her grave, too? Yes, said Cecil solemnly. We just had to. We couldn't go to bed without coming. Oh, isn't it lonesome without Cousin Avis? She was always so good to us, said Sid. She used to talk to us so nice, said, I guess it's Cecil and not Cecil. chokily, but she liked fun too. Boys, said Laddie gravely, never forget what Cousin Avis used to say to you. Never forget that you got to grow up into men should be proud of. They went away then, the boys and their boyish uncle, and when they had gone, Nora came, stealing timidly through the shadows, starting at the rustle of the wind in the trees. Oh, Avis, she whispered, I want to see you so much. I want to tell you all about it, about him. You would understand so well. He's the best and dearest lover ever a girl had. You would think so, too. Oh, Avis, I miss you so much. There's a little shadow even on my happiness because I can't talk it over with you in the old way. Oh, Avis, it was dreadful to sit around the fire tonight and not see you. Perhaps you were there in spirit. I love to think you were, but I wanted to see you. You were always there to come home to before, Avis, dear. Sobbing, she went away, and then came Margaret, the grave, strong Margaret. Dear cousin, dear to me as a sister, it seemed to me that I must come to you here tonight. I cannot tell you how much I miss your wise, clear-sighted advice and judgment, your wholesome companionship. A little son was born to me this past year, Avis. How glad you would have been, for you knew, as none others did, the bitterness of my childless heart. How we would have delighted to talk over my baby together and teach him wisely between us. Avis, you're going to make a blank. You're going made a blank that can never be filled for me. Margaret was still standing there when the old people came. Father, Mother, isn't it too late and chilly for you to be here? No, Margaret, no, said the mother. I couldn't go to my bed without coming to see Avis's grave. I brought her up from a baby. Her dying mother gave her to me. She was as much my own child as any of you, and oh, I miss her so. You only miss her when you come home, but I miss her all the time, every day. We all miss her, Mother, said the old father tremulously. She was a good girl. Avis was a good girl. Good night, Avis. Say not good night, but in some brighter clime bid her good morning, quoted Margaret softly. That was her own wish, you know. Let us go back now. It's getting late. When they had gone, Nanny crept out from the shadows. It had not occurred to her that perhaps she should not have listened. She had been too shy to make her presence known to those who came to Avis's grave, but her heart was full of joy. Oh, Miss Avis, I'm so glad they haven't forgotten you after all. Miss Avis, dear, not one of them. I'm sorry I was so cross at them, and I'm so glad they haven't forgotten you. I love them for it. Then the old dog and Nanny went home together. And that was it. And the next one, I'll come back and read it, not right now, but hopefully later today. It's called Christmas at Red Butte. First published 1909. Since I just read a little bit today. So I'm hopeful I'll come back today and read Christmas at Red Butte. I love y'all. Be sweet, don't be ugly, and have a great Christmassy day. Bye-bye.